The year was 2009. Marcus Cole was sitting on a cold concrete floor of a closed-down factory, holding a rejection letter in his shaking hands. This was not his first rejection. This was his 7th failed business. He had lost everything: his savings, his marriage, his confidence, and at 34 years old, most people in his life had given up on him. But what they didn't know was that this moment, this painful rock-bottom moment, was the beginning of the greatest comeback story you will ever hear. Marcus grew up in a small town in Ohio where nobody dreamed big. His father worked at a steel mill for 30 years and still struggled to pay rent. Marcus watched his parents fight about money every single night. From a very young age, he made himself one promise: he would build something of his own. He would not spend his life working for someone else's dream. At 22, Marcus started his first business, a small printing shop. Within 8 months, it shut down. He tried a food truck at 24. That failed too. Then a cleaning service, a small clothing brand, an online store, a tutoring center. One by one, every single idea he had crashed and burned. People started calling him the guy who can't finish anything. His own brother told him to just get a normal job and stop embarrassing the family. Most people quit after one failure. Marcus failed 7 times. And that difference, that stubborn refusal to stop, is exactly what separates legends from everyone else. After the 7th failure, Marcus hit his lowest point. His wife left him, taking their daughter with her. He was $40,000 in debt. He had moved back into his childhood bedroom at 34 years old. Every morning he would wake up and stare at the ceiling, asking himself the same question: what is wrong with me? But instead of letting that question destroy him, one day he decided to actually answer it honestly. Marcus spent 3 months doing something he had never done before. He studied his failures. He wrote down every single mistake he had made across all 7 businesses. He read books on business strategy, consumer behavior, and financial planning. He reached out to successful entrepreneurs and asked for mentorship. This was the turning point. Not a lucky break, not a big investor, just a man finally willing to learn from his own pain. In 2012, Marcus launched his 8th business, a digital marketing agency for small local businesses. This time was different. He didn't rush. He didn't overspend. He started with just 3 clients and treated each one like they were his most important relationship in the world. Word spread slowly, then a little faster. By the end of his first year, he had 20 clients and was making more money than he ever had in his life. Every single failure had taught him something. The printing shop taught him about cash flow. The food truck taught him about location and timing. The clothing brand taught him about branding. His 7 failures were not wasted years. They were his MBA. By 2015, Marcus's agency had grown to a team of 15 people. He landed his first major corporate client, a regional retail chain that needed a complete digital transformation. That single contract was worth $500,000. Marcus stood in his new office on the day they signed the deal and thought about that park bench, that rejection letter, that bedroom ceiling. He had not become successful despite his failures. He had become successful because of them. The growth didn't stop. Marcus reinvested almost everything back into the business. He built systems, hired specialists, and expanded into new cities. By 2018, his agency was operating in 6 states and managing marketing campaigns for over 300 businesses. Revenue crossed $5 million. Then $8 million. Then, in 2020, a year the whole world was falling apart. Marcus Cole's company crossed $10 million in annual revenue. Today, Marcus speaks at universities and entrepreneurship conferences. His daughter, now a teenager, sits in the front row every time he speaks. He has paid off every single cent of his debt. He employs over 80 people. And the man who was once called the guy who can't finish anything now teaches other people how to start. He always ends his talks with the same line: "Your failures are not your story. They are your training. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are being built." every door that closes is teaching you how to build your own. Marcus Cole's story is not a story about talent. It is not a story about luck or connections or being born in the right place. It is a story about a person who refused to let failure have the final word. And here is what I want you to take from this. If you are in the middle of your struggle right now, if you are on failure number 2 or 5 or 7, you are not at the end. You might be closer to your breakthrough than you have ever been. Keep going. Every week on Zero to Empire, we bring you stories just like this. Real people, real struggles, real comebacks. These are not fairy tales. These are blueprints. If this story moved you even a little bit, subscribe to this channel right now because your story is still being written and we want to be part of it. Hit the bell so you never miss a story that might change your life. And if you know someone who is going through a hard time right now, share this video with them. Sometimes one story is all it takes.